It's rare for a Wall Street businessman to become a celebrity, rarer still for celebrities to become realistic presidential candidates. Donald Trump has done both. He became famous across America with the reality show The Apprentice and his famous catchphrase.
Get fired.
He used that high profile to launch his presidential campaign in 2015, and within hours people were predicting he'd quickly disappear. His opponents have described him as loud, brash and obnoxious, more at home in a carnival than as commander-in-chief in the White House. Yet Donald Trump has emerged as the most dominant Republican figure in this campaign, and at this stage, the man most likely to succeed. His support has grown. He's won in the primaries against more experienced, better organised campaigns. He is by far the most talked about politician in the US, if not around the world. And of the 3 billion searches a day on Google, one name dominates.
There's consistently been a really high search interest in Donald Trump. Now that might not be surprising. When he announced his candidacy, there were some very kind of controversial statements there that people wanted to search and find out a bit more about. But what we've seen is that initial, maybe it's curiosity, has given way to a kind of consistent position in search interest.
Trump has been attacked at every stage of the campaign. He's criticised women, the disabled, Latinos, American ex-service personnel and Muslims. One writer says Trump has exposed a dark secret in American politics.
Donald Trump is the answer to, I think, a lot of Republican questions about what would happen if we were just honest? What if we didn't beat around the bush about race or immigration or terrorism? What if we just said what we meant? What if, would we be punished for that? Would people be, would we be isolated from that? Would we be marginalized? And the answer is, at least according to Republican voters, no.
There are many in the Republican Party horrified Trump is this close to the nomination, but one observer says it's a crisis of their own making.
They thought that he was going to do himself in, so they all sort of sat back and waited for it. The reason they did that is they were afraid of alienating his supporters. It may well be too late.
Trump continues to dominate the polls as the clearest route to the Republican nomination, and his supporters don't mind his policies are short on detail. They like what he says and how he says it, and they'd like to see him saying it from the White House. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Houston, Texas.